This show is sponsored by PSE Archery, Millennium Tree Stands, Hunter Safety System, Third Arm, Extreme Archery Products, Axe Broadheads, The Chase Deer Scent, Plot Watcher, and Antler Insanity.
Welcome to Season 4 of Reality Hunt Club. Now, any of you guys have watched Reality Hunt Club, you know we always start off the season by looking back at the bucks that made it through the past season. Our seasons run from January 16th to January 15th. So before we get started, we've got to see which bucks we think made it through. And no other way of figuring out if they made it or not is by doing an end-of-the-year trail camera survey. So stay tuned and let's see what bucks we're going to be chasing next year. This methodology that we go through every year works pretty good. Last year we had two bucks we were focusing on, so if you could rewind to the end of the year trail camera survey last year, you'd see we were focusing on Dispute and the one we call Kicker 9. Well, luckily enough, I harvested Dispute, but Kicker 9 actually didn't grow a kicker, so we started calling him K9, and as you're going to see in a few minutes, he's still around. So he's going to be one of the biggest targets next year. So let's get started. First, I want to show you, we had a guy that shot a deer, and he thought he was closer in. And if you watched last season, you would see that we have another three-legged buck. And as you can see, it's January 17th. He's still doing pretty good. He still has his antlers, and you know he would have been a really great buck next year. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of antler growth he has with that leg all bummed. Now, last year's three-legged buck, we had a club member harvest him, and he was 4.5 years old, and he was kind of a weird rack deer. But we were excited to get one three-legged deer off the club, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, we have another three-legged deer. So that's just how it goes. All right, I want to show you a couple pictures of this. These are some bucks that we have on a cut-over piece of property we have. A lot of bucks got shot over here. There's a lot of neighborly pressure. We haven't got any pictures, but this young, I think 9-point, he seems to have made it. I actually had an encounter with him, and I videoed him, and he looks like he's the best buck on camera. Now maybe they didn't get all those big bucks, and maybe they'll show back up. You never know, but until we get the cameras out in May and start seeing them growing their antlers, right now this is going to be the biggest one over there. And he looks like a pretty decent 3-year-old, maybe a 2-year-old. So he's going to be a pretty decent deer next year. So we're excited about that. There's old nasty hog, and so we're excited about that guy. So let's move on. Oh yeah, I had to show you this one. Turkey season is right around the corner, and I think we have some turkeys to thump. So make sure you watch our other series, Turkey Thumpers, and watch us get after those turkeys. Now this deer is a nice deer. He has some nice mass. As you can see on his main beam, he's got some real good mass. And he's a young deer, but he could possibly make it onto the hit list last year. And this other one right here, he's young, but he's a 10. He's got 10 points, 10 countable points. So we're excited about these two guys. So let's keep going. I call this one the convertible buck. You see why? He has no tines. He just basically main beam. And it looks like he's got his top down and he's just driving through. So actually, he's got clap calls. He just has no tines. So he's a young buck. He's just kind of neat looking. And I wanted to show you guys what he looked like. And he's a young deer. So we call him convertible. As far as I know, he might put on some antlers next year, and we never know it was the convertible buck. I mean, if he grows some tines, you might not never know it. But he definitely definitely a neat looking little buck. So I want to show y'all that one. Let me see here. Alright. A lot of daytime pictures. It's very cold up there in Georgia this time of year. And a lot of bucks are hitting that feeder, getting that corn. And a little bachelor group of bucks. What was interesting, though, if you see the guy in the background, that's K9, the one we used to call Kicker 9. There he is in the background. So, January 18th, he knows the deer season's over with. He starts showing up during daylight hours. Go figure, right? So, nice deer. Probably chasing after one of those yearlings that just coming into rut. You know, coming into estrus. You never know with him. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. All those are nice young bucks. One thing I like about them is they have a lot of points. So we got more young 10 points. All right, now this guy, I actually saw him run across the road in the dark. This guy is actually a really nice buck. I think he's a 9. So he carries his mass really well. We actually do not have a name for him, and he kind of come on the club late, and we were all chasing the 4 and 5 year olds, and we kind of left him alone. But I think this guy is going to be an up and comer. That's going to really. His brow tines are not very, but look at the mass he's carrying. His brow tines are not very good, which is some of our deer has that genetics. So. Look in the background, guys. There he is. K9. See him in the back? He is a hoss. He'll be the one you want to shoot next year. See, last year he had a kicker off. And that's why we were calling him Kicker 9. But this year, he didn't have a kicker. And the deer I shot, Dispute, he grew a kicker. So that was really weird. But I would say that deer right there is our number 1 deer we got pictures of. I'll show you another little up-and-comer. Didn't get as many pictures of bucks as I was hoping, but we did get a pretty good bit. I'm not going to drag this out like I normally did. I've basically shown you the best pictures that I've gotten. I want to show you one more freak of nature. I got to this trail camera, and the door was open. And I didn't know if somebody was messing with me or what. But it has this Moultrie camera. It has 2 door latches. And watch this. If you look down at the bottom, you see raccoons here. The next thing you know, it gets dark. You see whisker, another whisker, coon, a bunch of whiskers, an eye, right? And the next thing you know, camera shaking around, the whiskers, deer. There's a deer in the background. Next thing you know, the stupid raccoon opened up my camera door. So when I got there and saw my camera door open, it had been open for about a week and it had been rained on, and I was very mad. I didn't know what was happening. So just a freak of nature. So those are the best bucks we got on there. I'm not going to drag this out. I've had a few complaints that I show too many bucks and I drag it out. So I'm just going to make it short and sweet and tell you that by looking at the bucks we have, it gives you hope for the bucks you're going to try. Those are the bucks you're going to try to take in the fall. So obviously K9 made it through the season, which is really exciting because him and Dispute were our number 1 and number 2 bucks. They both were number 1 bucks. Now some of the bucks on our other piece of property about 5 miles off, we never saw them past November 15th. There was 2 or 3 over there. One of them was the clockwork buck that I had shot with the bow, and I shot high. We never seen any of them. We saw 2 nice 10 points over there. One of them I showed you photos of. The other one we saw in early January. So we're hoping that they made it, and maybe one of those 3 that we were hunting early in the season, hopefully they made it. But you never know. Basically, the trail cameras, they're not going to tell you anything until 15th of May and when they start putting the antlers back on. So right now, they're more of tools for trying to pattern turkeys than anything until 15th of May. So welcome to Season 4. We've got some cool videos coming. We're excited to be doing this Season 4. We're getting more viewers. Send us an email. Come on, post us on Facebook. See if we can help you guys out. maybe you guys can school us on something we're doing wrong, or maybe we can show you what we do that might actually help you guys out. So we're excited about season 4, and so stay tuned, and we'll be bringing you more webisodes. And thanks for watching Reality Hunt Club.
If you like this show, watch our other shows at hunt365.tv. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the button on the screen, or connect with us and receive notices of all our new episodes by liking our Facebook page.